Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry if there's background noise in this video or anything going on. Derek has his business partner over and they're building like a solar generator or something, I think. I don't know. So I just posted a photo on my Instagram talking about why I'm going to Costa Rica tomorrow. I actually leave tomorrow to do plant medicine, and I was really nervous to post that because I don't really know how a lot of people feel about plant medicine, or even if people know what it is. But I'm going to be doing ayahuasca, so I just kind of wanted to explain how all of this happened and why I'm going to South America to do ayahuasca, because you might just be like, that seems really out there, Hannah, like you're going to do drugs in the jungle. But ayahuasca is definitely not a drug. I was really against it for a long time because that's what I thought that it was. I really just thought that it was like LSD or psilocybin, which I'm not against those either, but I've never done a hallucinogen in my entire life, and ayahuasca is the strongest hallucinogen that there is. So I just wanted to kind of explain a little bit about that. For those of you that don't know what ayahuasca is, it's actually this really, really thick tea that is brewed from two different plants. So there's the chacruna leaf and the ayahuasca vine, and somehow the shamans, tens of thousands of years ago, figured out how to make this tea to connect them to the spiritual world. I've heard that the plants actually showed them how to do it and told them to brew these two things together. So ayahuasca has in it DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine. And if you've ever seen DMT, the spirit molecule, or you've ever heard anything about DMT, DMT is in everything. It's in our bodies, it's in plants, it's in food, it's in basically everything. And they say that it's the spirit molecule to the spirit world and where we came from. So ayahuasca isn't a drug, which is what I thought it was for a really long time. It's actually the strongest plant medicine you could possibly ever take. And how it works is you drink the tea, and you have to do this in a very sacred space. So you're with a shaman who has been taught to do this over many, many years. They've fasted, they've gone through all of the things that they need to do to become a shaman, which is not easy. You do this in a ceremonial space with a shaman there, and usually other people, like a lot of other people will be there. So I'm actually going to Rythmia in Costa Rica. It's the only medically supervised ayahuasca retreat center in the world, so that makes me feel so much better because there's actually doctors there and nurses there, and they fully give you a medical check that takes like 2 hours when you get there, and they make sure that it'll be safe for you. Which the only people that it's really not safe for is if you're on any prescription medications. They can have effects with it, so they have you wean off prescription medications. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just go into how this experience kind of came to me, and then I'll explain like why I'm going and all of that. So this is just going to be a rambly video because I didn't really prepare for this. But when we were on the Holistic Holiday at Sea Cruise, I met my friend Candace, who I just instantly fell in love with. It's like, I don't know, when I met her, I just couldn't really explain. It wasn't like she was just like my friend. It's like she's like an extension of me. She feels like she's like part of me. So she was telling me about how she had cured cancer. She had really bad cancer spread all over her body, and she cured cancer with a plant-based diet and ayahuasca. And she started talking about ayahuasca, and she was like, she didn't say ayahuasca, she just said, madre and the Keros, and she was telling us just stories that people have had going to this retreat center because she works there sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes she just goes there and works there for a few months, and then she just goes off somewhere else. So she was telling me all this stuff and all these like amazing stories, and I was like, wait, are you talking about ayahuasca? And she was like, yeah, ayahuasca. And for the longest time I just thought that it was like any other kind of hallucinogen. So I thought it was like LSD or psilocybin or any of those things, and those things have always really scared me because I mean, like, I am not a drug person. Even if I like smoke too much weed, I start tripping out. So I was just like, nope, never ever gonna do any of that stuff. I've never had any inkling to do anything like that. I like to really be in control, and drugs just really freak me out. Once I started learning that it's a actual medicine that can cure people and does cure people, and just all the amazing things that people experience through having an ayahuasca ceremony, I was blown away. So I started researching ayahuasca, and before this, like, just I had no way was I ever gonna do this. And then all of a sudden it just felt like I needed to do this. Like, this was calling me. And a lot of people say that ayahuasca finds you when you need it, and it will like put out a call to you. And they also say that it starts working before you even do it. Like, Madre Ayahuasca just knows that you're coming to do it, and she starts to prepare you. And I totally believe that. Like, you might think it's really trippy, but I've had the craziest dreams and the craziest just like revelations in my head of just like working through shit that I've been through in my life, and just realizing like where it came from and why I do the things that I do and why I act the way that I do. So I've just had that from doing like yoga and breath work, and I guess because they say Madre Ayahuasca starts working with you before you even get there to prepare you. So ayahuasca isn't like DMT. It is DMT, but it's not like smoking DMT. So if you've ever seen The Spirit Molecule, that's a totally different experience where people are just like shot out of their body into the universe and they're just like gone. Ayahuasca is very gentle, and it kind of just brings you into the experience. So I've watched probably 100 to 150 videos of people's experiences doing this. I watched basically every live stream that they have on the Rhythmia Facebook page. I've watched everything to really fully know what I'm getting myself into and to prepare myself for this. So I've been following the ayahuasca diet and just eating really clean and just everything. And it's all just like leading up to this moment where in how many days? 5 days from now, I'll be doing my first ayahuasca ceremony. And kind of the basis, from what I understand, is that all disease, all addiction, issues like with depression, anxiety, it can heal post-traumatic stress disorder, it can heal all kinds of addictions pretty instantly, just so many things. But they say that all of those diseases and really like mental issues, so like depression, anxiety, stuff like that, stems from pent-up trauma and pent-up emotions that are inside of our body that we have not been able to release. So what ayahuasca does is mainly when you take the medicine, you're brought onto this like spiritual journey. I've heard that everyone sees where we come from, and everyone experiences like this true sense of just the most intense love ever that they could just never explain. And it'll be kind of hard for me to explain my experience once I do this, because a lot of people say that it's like trying to explain what colors look like to a blind person, because everyone's experience is so different, because everyone has different things that they need help with. So ayahuasca knows what you need, and it knows what you can handle, and it just takes you on a trip through your entire life and through every traumatic thing that you've ever been through so many things, so that you can go through them and heal them and release them. Another big thing that happens when you take ayahuasca is you throw up a lot, or most people throw up. But people say that when they throw up, it doesn't feel like they're throwing up because they're sick or anything like that. It feels like they're throwing up like resentment and anger and frustration and just like all of these pent-up emotions, and that when they're done, they just feel so blissfully light and different. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting experience. I'm going to fully immerse myself in the experience, and I'll probably do a recap on the 4 days of my 4 ceremonies that I do. So I'm going to be at Rhythmia for a week, and I'll be doing 4 ayahuasca ceremonies while I'm there. Yes, I am terrified to do ayahuasca, but they say that everyone is terrified to do it, and that it's kind of a grounding thing, because it just shows that you're respecting the medicine and that you're not, just doing it to get high. Like, this is not like something that you would go and do for fun. It's not an addictive drug. It's not anything like that. Like, people are like, it is not fun. It is hard at times. Sometimes it's really blissful. Sometimes it's like amazing. And another really cool thing that a lot of people experience is this thing called sacred surgery. So they can literally just feel themselves, their body healing. Like, ayahuasca will go through your body and just heal cells and repair things. I watched Vsauce has a YouTube Red series called Mindfield? Yes, Mindfield. And he did one where he did ayahuasca, and they took an MRI of his brain before and an MRI after, and it actually rewires your brain so that you can think more clearly, so that you can heal from addiction, so that you can just kind of open up in a new way. And another big thing is that people say when you're kind of going through the experience, it's like just so much stuff is happening that a lot of the things that happen are after your experience. So like a week, a month, even a year after you do ayahuasca, you kind of see all the changes because you go through this like totally life transforming visual presentation of everything you've ever experienced in your life, and healing from those things, and being able to just realize that you're connected to everything. And people say that you can just like see energy. This is when you're on ayahuasca. They say that you can like literally see people's energy coming off of them, and like you can just feel that you're so connected to everything, and it's just the most amazing experience ever. Definitely is going to be a very humbling experience. Just I feel like it's gonna make me see the world in a different way and see myself in a different way and be able to help everyone more because I will have had this experience. And yeah, like I said, I'm pretty freaked out, but everybody says that you get really freaked out and it's really scary and you want to kind of resist it and control it, but the biggest thing that you can do is just surrender to the medicine, because the medicine knows exactly what you need to see, exactly what you need to go through, and it will give you that. It will give you exactly what you need. Yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica tomorrow. I will be doing ayahuasca on the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. And it's gonna be a trip, man. So I'll probably be vlogging a little bit before I go to the retreat center, but once I get there I probably won't put out any videos until after. But I just kind of wanted to explain like why I'm going to do this crazy psychedelic in South America. But it's really to just heal myself from everything. And I know like you guys might see my life and be like, oh, your life is so perfect, what could possibly be wrong? But I've been through so much shit in my life that I could not even explain. And even if I did explain it to you guys, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, my life has been pretty messed up, you know, until I went vegan and until I got my shit together. Like, my life was just full of heartbreak and trauma and so many fucked up things. Like, I just can't even talk about them. And I went through a lot of stuff when I was really little. And that's a big thing that they say at Rhythmia, is that most people, when they're really small, they go through something traumatic, and what happens is your soul kind of leaves you. Not like it never really leaves you, but you kind of disconnect from it. And if you look at little kids and just how happy they are and how carefree they are and all of these things, and they don't really have a lot of worries, and you know, they just genuinely enjoy life, I can see that, and I totally believe that. So one of the biggest things that they teach at Rhythmia is having the medicine show you who you've become. They have the medicine heal your heart. So the medicine, like, people have had visions of the medicine actually taking their heart and giving them a new heart. Another thing that has happened a lot is that you'll have like an ego death, which I probably will have, but that sounds terrifying because you actually do die. Not your physical body, but like in your vision, like you actually do die, but it's just your ego dying. And then you get merged back with your soul. I will leave a bunch of videos down below of like some of the best ayahuasca stories that I've seen. I've never seen one that was bad or that people regretted. not one on the internet. I've read like every blog on this. I've seen pretty much every single YouTube video on it, and I haven't heard anything bad. Wanted to share why the heck I'm doing this, and I hope you guys don't think I'm a drug addict going to South America to just do hallucinogens, because it's definitely not something that I would do. I wouldn't just be like, yeah man, let's go do some LSD or like some psilocybin, which nothing is wrong with those things. I'm just saying, like, that would not be fun to me. Like, that would be terrifying to me. So this is very terrifying to me, but I know that it's going to heal me, and I'm just really excited to see how everything changes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the other side, I guess.